Welcome back. Another episode of weightlifting video analysis with your boy, Squat Dad, telling you the things that you need to do to improve your lifts so you can hit PRs, post them on social media, get likes and adoration from your peers, and sleep easy at night. Today's client, is Judy Booty, an athlete of mine, CrossFitter, turned bodybuilder, turned elite level bodybuilder, multiple time national level wellness competitor, turned, I don't know, Judy, what do you even call yourself now? I think she's just kind of like an athlete. Does a little bit of bodybuilding, does a little bit of powerlifting, does some CrossFit, some mixed modal stuff, does some weightlifting. So with her weightlifting background, what you're going to see here is kind of a transition away from maybe some of the other videos that we've watched with like stark beginners. You're going to tell that you're going to be able to tell that she's done these lifts before. Just some small things to clean up. Today's sponsor is Crunchyroll. When you want to watch anime, dubbed or subbed, go on over to Crunchyroll. Download the mobile app for all your viewing pleasure. You can even watch episodes of Dragon Ball Super with the greatest supervillain of all time, Golden Frieza. Heard there's a new one coming out, new Super. Frieza apparently has a new form. If you're excited for that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. All right, as always, we are going to let the video run through one time, and then we're going to break it down from there. Today's video is a complex, but we're making it simple. You see what I did there? You like that witty wordplay? All right, Jake, now you can swipe the background away. Give me something funky behind me, because I want to get funkalicious. Fergalicious. I'm wondering if life will ever be fergalicious again. Let's play the video. Complex. Clean pull, I think. Yeah, clean pull. Clean jerk. Oh no, clean pull. Paused clean. Jerk. Hold on. Hold the phone. I gotta see if that was a pause clean. Did you guys catch it? I couldn't really catch it. We are rewinding. Yeah, I would say it's a pause. Pause. And then she goes. Okay. And then a jerk. Nice! Very good stuff here. A good lift. And Judy, because not only is she strong, athletic, muscular, cool, witty, fun, all that good stuff, she is also a nice person. She doesn't slam the weight. Commercial gym. She got the commercial gym equipment behind her. Probably scare some old lady who's doing like the adductor machine reading a newspaper. So she doesn't just drop the bar from overhead. Nice lady. All right, let us break this thing down. Start position here. What I want you to look at as we start, this is something that caught my eye right away. Now, some people, they prefer a setup like this. Some can benefit from not angling those toes out so much. So, Jake, maybe I can get a little zoom in on these feet right here. You can see the toe angle is pretty out there in terms of where she has her feet. Some people, they set up like that, and then as they go to pull, they actually adjust their feet in. But you can see hers stay out there. One thing to look at here, and you can kind of see it on her, what would that be? Left, right. Her left knee, so the one that's closest to us, that knee looks to be out over the toe. Same angle, maybe a little bit inside of it. So one correction we could make here, possibly, to see if there's a greater transfer of force into the ground vertically, transfer of force into the ground, straight into the ground is what I meant to say there, is maybe angle those toes in so that the knees stay in line with the toes, so you're not in this weird, like, internal, external, strange rotation situation at the hip. All right, as we break the ground, she's got a nice dynamic start here. Drop it low, girl. And then she brings it up to where she actually starts. Experienced lifter. I don't have any problem with this. Not going to tell her to stop. It's not one way, no better, worse way to do it. This is how she does it. If it creates a problem, it creates a problem, and we need to fix it. But for her, it doesn't. So we start here with the clean pull. So I'm going to break down positions and whatnot on the actual clean. I'm just going to note one thing on the clean pull. So overall position's good on the clean pull. It's about as good as your power position can get right here. I mean, what are my usual points of performance that I outline? Bar touching the thigh, heels, full foot is basically on the ground here. Shoulders are over the bar. She is ready to drive vertically and extend back, and she does exactly that up until this point right here. And this is where the clean pull gets a little weird. So as you see, that bar moves out way in front of her. She pushes that bar out away from her. And we talked about this. She said that's kind of how I was always taught to do it. I think it's a very like CrossFit-y thing. I see that a lot in kind of like CrossFit classes, individuals with a heavy CrossFit background, is that their clean pull, they push out way in front of them. And it doesn't actually look like their pull in the clean. Because watch, if we go to, and we'll come back to this, we'll break this clean down all the way, but if we go to her actual pull and her clean right here, so she pauses at the knee, positions look about the same as they did in the pull, just the clean pull on its own. But then as we extend here, what we see is that, where does the bar move? The bar moves a little bit in front, but compared to where it was before, what we see is the bar is moving up, straight up a little bit more than out. So it doesn't matter if you're really doing a clean deadlift, a clean pull, a clean high pull, snatch derivatives of the pulls, of the deadlifts, whatever it is, it should look exactly like the lift. You should be ingraining and entraining the motor patterns that are going to carry over to the full classic lift. So when you do your clean pulls, act like you're going to do a clean, you just forgot to do the rest of the movement. So the bar should still move off the thighs, straight up the body as close as possible. You're not humping or pushing that bar out in front of you. Now, here's the full clean right here. Let's take a look. Off the floor, one thing, and I think it's because she's doing a pause that kind of throws her off here. She's thinking about the pause as opposed to thinking about just, hey, I'm going to do a clean. We can see that the eyes, the gaze is set down, which usually pulls you forward. So if your eyes are down, you're going to get pulled forward. If your eyes are too far up or your gaze is too far up, you're going to get pulled back. So we want to set a straightforward gaze, looking at something in front of you, maybe in front and slightly down. So we do want to set that a little better, but watch. She like fixes it here. Boom. That's kind of where we should have been the whole way. And it's what it should look like at the knee right here. So again, coming off the floor, hips, knees in a good position. We could possibly hyperextend the back a little bit more, set that hyperextended position, puts you in the best advantage spot to kind of keep that bar close as you go through the first and second pull. The pause at the knee is solid. Let's just go ahead and go through there. You can see a bit of a transfer here. So this is pretty common in people when you make them pause at the knee, is that they feel like, oh man, I really got to use my arms at the knee. It's like, no, not really. You just got to keep using your legs. So if you do have pause cleans in your program, just think about it like you would a regular clean. I'm just going to keep using my legs all the way through. It's just going to be a pause in there. So you can see, watch the arm tension here. No tension in the arms whatsoever. Very loose, good position. Legs are doing the work. As she goes to pull again, you can see it. Watch the delts, watch the arms. She gets very, very tense in there. So instead of kind of sweeping the bar back with a straight arm, she's actively pulling the bar into the position. So pretty dissimilar to what we saw in the clean pull. And I think that's because we threw the pause in there. Here's a good little spot right here where you can kind of see. Here's a good little spot right here. Yep, that's it. That's the wisdom you signed up for. So here's a good freeze frame where you can take a look at the bar's proximity to the thigh. You can see that, again, we're very much in the arms in terms of pulling with the biceps, less using the lats to kind of sweep or pull over or keep that bar close there. So that extra arm tension, I don't know if she ever actually... Does she contact the bar here? I think she contacts the bar here. So really what we want to see, and again, a pretty easy to see difference between the clean pull at power position versus the actual clean. So here we are at power position. Heels are up, shoulders are over the bar. Arms are in a good spot. She's extending up and back. It's just that this bar is going to go forward because instead of bringing the bar to her hips or to the thigh, mid-thigh, whatever you want to call it in the clean, she's going to bring herself, her thighs, her hips forward to meet the bar. And what that's going to do is it's going to push it out horizontally away from her. You're going to see that at extension here. Boom. So that bar moves out and around. And what she's forced to do is cut her extension a little short. She never really fully gets that lockout. Again, not the end of the world, but just something to look at here. She never really gets that full hip, knee, ankle extension. And then she's forced to use her arms to keep the bar close instead of the bar just moving in a pretty much straight vertical line by keeping the bar close and scooping it vertically. Has to use her arms. Jumps a little bit forward to meet the bar. There's definitely a separation here in terms of feet touch the ground. Really, we want to see when the feet touch the ground, we should be like 2 or 3 frames away from turning that bar over. So feet are up, feet are back down, contacting the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 frames away from actually receiving the bar. And, it's just from getting disconnected from pushing the bar forward. Just being a little bit more patient, sweeping in with the lats, keeping that bar closer through extension, and smooth that out nicely. No more need for a jump forward. And she'll be able to kind of track the bar as it moves through space. She won't get this big separation here. So this is fine for Judy at, what is this? 115, 105? It's either 115 or 105. I don't know if she's using a women's bar here. But this is fine for her at 115, 105 because it's relatively light compared to like what her true capacity is. I mean, she can front squat damn near 200 pounds. So we're not super worried about this crashing on her. But when we get up to 155, 165, 175, closer to what would be a true max for her, this is going to hurt. Like, this is going to be very painful getting crashed on by this. Not too big of a deal, though. She's able to catch it, secure it, stand it up with ease because she's super strong. Now, interesting things go on when she goes to jerk. So watch. So she doesn't reset her feet. So she doesn't bring her feet in. This is a strange position to jerk from. Your jerk position, in terms of your feet, your foot width, knee position, toe angle, all of that should line up pretty nicely with your front squat. Think about like what we're trying to do with the front squat and the jerk. It's kind of like a similar goal in terms of like torso posture and where your knees are and generating force into the ground. So I don't think this is where she front squats. So what I would tell her to do here is bring those feet in by about 2 inches on each side, match up with what it looks like when you front/back squat. And you're going to kind of see the awkwardness that creates when she does her little 1-2 step right here. Look at this. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do this before. So she rocks back to her heels so that she can pick her toes up, reset into a position that's better for her body to produce force from, and then she goes into her dip. So again, I would just say angle those toes in, bring the stance in a little bit. It's very obvious that's the position your body wants to be in to begin with. When we look at the depth of the dip, she's probably good to go right here in terms of beginning to drive up from here. She goes, I won't fault this. This isn't too bad. I wanted to nitpick it, but I won't, Judy. I'll be nice. Nice guy hat on. Doesn't dip too deep. Does a really good job of driving here. Like watch her torso here. Never really loses it forward. Does she shift forward a tiny bit at the bottom? Yeah, maybe. Not much. Drives it nicely. Extends great here. Back foot hits, front foot hits. Only issue here, and the reason why we actually saw this press out is if we zoom in on this back knee here, we do see this straight back knee. So again, just getting back into weightlifting, she's not gonna be super comfortable catching it into a deeper split. And what do people usually default to when they're not comfortable catching in a deeper split position in the jerk is they do a little bit of a straight leg position. So she's not super comfortable dipping under, but I mean, watch. Yeah, does she press this out? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, she definitely presses it out. But had she just been more comfortable dropping another inch under the bar or pushing herself I won't say dropping, that's how I get in trouble. Pushing herself another inch under the bar. Yeah, she would have done a lot better with this. Wouldn't have had to press it out. Would have caught it back in her position, back behind her head a little bit more. But overall, it's not terrible. It's something that can be easily improved upon. Recovers nicely, front foot, back foot comes up to meet. We love to see that. And then, very kindly, she brings it down to a front rack position instead of just dropping it from overhead. Gentleman. No, not gentleman. Gentlewoman. Is that, like, do you say that? Like, if someone's like, it's like a woman that's really kind, do you say gentlewoman? Like fair maiden? I don't know. Someone let me know. What is it? Fair maiden? Gentlewoman? What's preferred? What's kosher these days? All right, so points of performance for Judy moving forward. What do we want to see from her? In her clean pull, we would like to see her treat it like a clean. Don't push it out in front of you. You wouldn't do that in a clean. So let's do it on the clean pull. Let's fix it on the clean pull as well. You'll see a lot better carryover there. On the clean itself, as we cross the knee, we do want to see less tension in the arms. Let your I don't mind the elbow bend, but use a little bit more lats to sweep it in to keep that bar close. That way you won't push it forward in front of you and get this separation here. In the jerk, fix your footwork from the start. Bring those feet in, angle the toes in just a touch. That should match your back squat or your front squat stance. And when you catch in the jerk, you don't need to catch with a straight back leg. You can land with a bent back leg, a little bit more into a lunge. That way you don't have to press this out overhead. Small improvements, 1% at a time, never perfect, always better. Don't complain about it. Don't bitch about it. Don't groan about it. Just get better every single damn day. Guys, another great video here. Next episode, I think we're going to switch it up a little bit. I actually have a back squat PR to review from the crowd. So, Judy, thanks for letting us use your video. It was a good one to review. Guys, I hope you took some pointers from this to improve your own clean pull, clean jerk. Maybe you're going to hit some PRs with this. If you do, let us know. Keep the videos coming. We'll see you on the next one. In the meantime, in between time, as always, stay gifted. Peace. Deuce, deuce. Adios. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Later. Alligator. Okay, bye for real.